I said grooving. Dig it, grooving. So groove on.
What's up, everybody? This is Stuart Knight, author of the books Marginalizing White Supremacy, Poetic Visions, A Steep Mister for a Sister, and my latest work, A Spirit the World Has Forgotten. Now, today I want to talk about this little slick talk that the presidential candidate Bernie Sanders is engaging in when asked about the question of reparations. He usually uses the phrase of or the term, "What is that?" Toward the end is, to kind of like act as if, he has no clue as what is meant by the usage of the word reparations as concerns black people getting paid for the sufferings that we've had in this country under white supremacy. So let's use this dictionary here. Let's see, the Living Webster's Encyclopedic Dictionary of the English, my finger's all in the way, language. Okay, let's use that right quick to go through what he might be engaging in when he's doing that little bit of slick talk to confound the issue of what the word reparations mean. You see, Bernie Sanders is a member of the white usurpers of the Hebraic faith, and I theorize, there's some of the original sophists as far as Greek philosophy goes, and they are the people who in biblical terms confounded the language and set people against each other to where they don't understand. And it's kind of a slick thing he's doing when he says, what does that mean when the term reparations as far as black people is concerned? But I guarantee you know what it means as far as his people are concerned. So let's go through his dictionary definitions right quick to see if we can get to the crux of the matter. Okay, right here we have the word reparations. The act of repair, what is done to repair a wrong, plural, indemnification for loss or damage as demand of a country defeated in war. Now check that. That's what Bernie Sanders is talking about. As demanded of a country defeated in war. So in turn, the word reparations can mean that maybe in his mind, black people would owe white supremacists money for putting us in the condition that we're in today. Okay. Now let's go through a couple other words here and see what words might be better useful when speaking on reparations so that old Bernie Sanders can't pull that trick no more. When we start talking about reparations. Okay, right here we have the word restitution. Restoration to the former or original state or position. The restoration of property or rights previously taken away. Reparation made by giving an equivalent or compensation for loss, damage, or injury caused, and indemnification. Now that sounds pretty good there. That sounds like a very useful word. I bet Bernie Sanders would know what that means if it was said. If it was really put to him that, black people need to be repaid, in a sense, for all the loss that has been incurred from having suffering up under white supremacy all these years since the 1600s, when black became synonymous with slavery and enslavement. And since then, all the laws and codes that have been written to ensure that black people suffer under the law while under the auspices of white supremacy. Let's look at another word. Remunerate. To reward, to recompense. To pay an equivalent to for any service, loss, or sacrifice. Now that fits good when you say cut the check. You know what I mean? Okay, let's keep going here. Let's see, maybe find a couple more. Let's see. Okay. Recompense. Now I made a video not too long ago with the title header of recompense, and this is a real concise meaning here. It says to give or render an equivalent to, as for service, loss, or the like, to reward, to compensate, to return an equivalent for, repay, to make compensation for, an equivalent return for anything given, done, or suffered, compensation, reward. And black people definitely have been suffering. You see how more concise those words are as compared to reparations. Now, when it comes down in this game to, fighting white supremacy, they're going to use those little word tricks to try to trip us up and deny us what they know that they owe. And like in that last video I said, they think of us as cows and horses and beasts of burden, in a sense, and that we as a people are just supposed to suffer up under this system for their amusement and do not deserve any kind of recompense in return. Now, one more word, the last word I'm going to look at here, so maybe hopefully black people will see this and start to trip him up when he starts that crap, is indemnify. To secure against loss, damage, or penalty, to reimburse for expenditures made or damages suffered, security or exemption from damage, loss, injury, or punishment, compensation or equivalent for loss, damage, or injury sustained. Now, that word is typically used in the insurance industry. And if we know our history as black people, the insurance companies got their start off of our backs from chattel slavery, from insuring plantation owners and slave owners against loss from black bodies. So indemnity, that's definitely a good word. But like I said, black people, we need to keep in mind these tricks that these white supremacists will use to try to trip us up and deny us what we are deserving of, because of their devious ways. So that's just something, little suggestions, that we should keep in mind in this fight to get our reparations, or I would say our recompense for Jim Crow, for the what is that? Slavery by another name. The convict leasing system, for redlining, for school to prison pipeline, zero tolerance laws, for all those things that we still suffer from in society due to white supremacy. The recompense that we are due to definitely get our communities back together and put ourselves on equal footing with the suppressors of this country. So once again, this is Stuart Knight, author of the books Marginalizing White Supremacy, Poetic Visions, A Steep Mister for a Sister, and my latest work, A Spirit the World Has Forgotten. And keep in mind, keep up the good fight, black people. We're doing all right. Peace.